Hi, and welcome to our first video in our training series called Solving the Mystery of the Six-Figure Coaching Business. I'm Jeffrey Howard with Visionary Business University and Mastermind Mentor International, and I just wanted to give you a personal message before we get started. You know, I know what it's like to be a coach, to be passionate about what you do, to love to help people. And I know what it's like to have to learn all the steps that it takes to create a successful business, because I've been there and I've done that, and I want to share that with you. So that's what this series is all about. So if you'll just stick with us, if you'll just have some patience and really dig into the concepts that we show you here, we're going to help you to lay the foundation for that six-figure business. Maybe that seven-figure or even eight-figure business, because really in this industry, the sky's the limit. And the beautiful thing is you get to help a huge number of people in the process, and that's really what it's all about for us. So I just wanted to give you this personal message very quickly before we jump into the content. I want to make this entire series content rich and things that you can take away and give you great value as you move forward with your coaching business. So stick with me, and we're going to roll over to the content now, and I'll see you soon. First, I'd like to make the commitment to you right now that I'm going to deliver a high level of valuable content in this video series that I call Solving the Mystery of the Six-Figure Coaching Business. I'm also going to keep these videos reasonably short, and if you know me, you know that's a big feat. I'll try to keep these around 20 minutes or less for each one so you can use the time, get right to this information, get right to building your coaching business. I want to be respectful of your time because your time is your most important asset. We'll discuss that a lot more in the Six-Figure Coaching Business Mastermind. In this first video, I'm going to discuss perhaps the single most important fundamental issue for coaches and visionary entrepreneurs like you. Now, since you found your way here, I think I can be so bold as to say there's some things I already know about you. There's a reason that I know certain things about you. My primary clients are you, or just like you, coaches, consultants, practitioners of various sorts, people who have a coaching component in their business, or people who should have a coaching component in their business but haven't quite figured out how yet. You may already have an established coaching practice that you want to take to the next level. You may be in a place where you're exploring coaching and you're thinking about this opportunity in a multi-billion-dollar fast-growing industry, which I commend you for because it's a great time to get involved with coaching as a career. Now, I already know you because I work with coaches like you every day who are working hard to build or maybe finally start their businesses. And these things that I've discovered in working with coaches are my primary inspiration for creating CSI. When I work with coaches and consultants and practitioners, I do much of the same type of work over and over and over. Yes, there may be different names, different faces. There are different distinct brands for each of you, and each person has a different specific point of focus, but much of the core work that we do is essentially the same. After first creating and producing Visionary Business University in 2010 and having over 15,000 people in over 42 countries participate in that event and give us tons of feedback, so many things became really clear. So CSI has been created as a far more focused institute about reinventing yourself as a coach and establishing the foundation upon which you will build a coaching business, not just a coaching practice, but a business that provides you with opportunities to leverage yourself and create multiple streams of revenue, recurring streams of revenue that you can count on every month, month after month, year after year. A business where you can focus on doing what you really love doing as a coach and allow the other components of your business to be managed by others who are also working in their genius. But in order to do this, we have to lay some groundwork, and we have to do things in sequence. Sequencing is important, and you'll hear me talk about it a lot. Sequencing means that you're not just doing the right things, but you're doing the right things in the right order. So here's what I'd like to do for you today in this video. I want to address the single biggest challenge that seems to face everyone in our industry, and that's money. We have to talk about money. We have to get this conversation open and on the table, maybe for the first time ever in your life, because this one block crushes more gifted people than anything else in our industry. And I'm really going to talk to you straight about this. I'm not going to pull any punches with you, and I'm not going to hide a bunch of things from you. In fact, I'll tell you right up front what I do. I currently have two private coaching programs. One is $1,500 a month, and then I have a $7,000 longer-term program, and that price is going up. And I also do VIP days where I spend a whole day with a client for $5,000 a day. I only share this information with you because I want to be in full and open disclosure with you at all times, and I also want to show you what's possible for you. And one of the primary reasons that I'm able to do this kind of work and charge what I charge for it is because I've developed a process for getting very clear about your value. And I'm going to share this process with you in the next video. But for now, let's continue our work around money. Now, just like you, I don't do coaching for money. We do this work because of the passion that we have for helping people. What matters most to you is the feeling that you get from seeing your clients have breakthroughs and growing in whatever areas you focus on as a coach. That's what gets you up in the morning. That's what really drives you. It's not about the money. You do it because you love it, because you have a passion, because you have a vision, you have a talent and a skill and a gift for helping people. And I've discovered that it doesn't really even matter what niche of coaching you're in either. You might be a life coach, or you might be a business coach like me, or you might be a relationship coach or a wellness coach. I don't know what specific area you work in or the style of coach that you are, but it really doesn't matter. I know that none of us do this for the money, but a successful business is about generating profit. And that's any business, not just a coaching business. If you're in the coaching business, you need multiple points of leverage. You need to be able to continue to generate revenue even when you're not doing your coaching in real time. And in order to get your mind around having a successful 6-figure or even 7-figure or more coaching business, we first need to deal with your relationship with money. So what is money really? Let's define it. Money is simple. It's a medium of exchange. It also happens to be the chosen primary medium of exchange on planet Earth for about the last 6,000 years. So can we just accept that? Money has no meaning in and of itself. Money has no value other than as a medium of exchange, and what we all agree that it has. Money isn't good. It's not bad. It certainly isn't evil, although the old money is the root of all evil tape is playing for so many people who do the kind of work that we do. And if you have any negative emotions surrounding money, it will hinder your ability to keep money in your life, whether it's in your personal life or in your business. So because money happens to be the method of exchange on this planet, interestingly enough, the more you have of it, the more experiences you get to have. And that's what develops us. That's where we're able to grow as human beings. So more money equals more growth. More money equals more opportunity. More money equals more experiences. More money equals more choices. And that just happens to be the way it is. Now, you can sit back and think, well, that's not fair, or that's not right, or these families were born with money, or this person is really brilliant and I don't have all that. But that's just your money stuff coming up, and we're about to deal with that stuff in a really simple way. Look, you are really brilliant at what you do, too. If you weren't really brilliant, you wouldn't have found your way here in the first place. There are no accidents. But because you're curious, you're looking for answers, you're looking for an upgrade in your life or your business, you ended up here. You chose this. That's because you have genius in your DNA, including the internal GPS system that found your way here. You have an amazing brain, you have a vision, and you have a passion. You're brilliant, and you deserve to be paid what you're worth for doing something that you love. So to get really clear about where you go from here, I need to ask you a question. Do you believe that you have the ability to help change people's lives with the work that you do? That might mean more money in their lives. That might mean overcoming obstacles. That might mean inspiring someone to write their book or put on their first live event. What you do in your coaching work can be a number of different things. But however you equate that in your particular area of coaching, let me ask you once again, do you believe that the work that you can do with your clients has the ability to change their lives in a positive way? Now, I already know that your answer is yes. In fact, right now, I would love for you to just stand up and say it and own it. Yes, my work changes people's lives. Now, why did I know your answer was yes? Well, that's simple because I've asked this question hundreds, if not thousands of times in my own work and with coaches like you. I know you. You wouldn't even be here unless you were a visionary, passionate about what you do, and what you do is coaching, and what motivates you is the feeling that you get from being a catalyst to create positive changes in other people's lives. So that's really the easy part. I mean, of course, if you're like most coaches, you love that part of the work. Usually the biggest disconnect we have is around having to ask for money for our services, right? That changes the whole game, doesn't it? Well, we're usually great at giving our strategy sessions or discovery sessions or doing the introductory work that we do. You know, the free part. You get engaged with your potential clients, you're confident, you're energized, you're feeling totally alive and motivated, and wow, you're really helping this person, you're really connecting, and then it comes time for the enrollment conversation, and what happens? Your energy totally shifts, and you say something like, "You wouldn't want to join my coaching program now, would you?" Okay, well, maybe it's not that extreme. But absolutely, it is that energy. The entire conversation shifts and changes when you start to talk about the price of your programs and have to actually ask someone for money to enroll with you. Now, let me ask you that question again. Do you believe that what you do in your coaching business has the potential to change people's lives? Now, chances are very good that the work that you do has already changed people's lives, so you probably already know this is true. Now, let's move down this path a little further. If in whatever way you start your enrolling process, whether that's through a complimentary session or talking to a group or doing an online webinar or whatever system you use to generate clients, if you're not able to help your potential client to understand that transformation that you can help them create or to see how they're going to benefit from working with you, what's going to happen? If you don't make a persuasive connection with your potential clients, in other words, and I'm just going to say it, I'm going to say it right out loud, if you can't make that sale, yes, I said it, that sale, then who's going to miss out on that opportunity? Who loses? You know who, right? Well, you may have said they are, or you may have said you are, or you may have said we both are, which is really the truth. You lose because you miss out on that opportunity that feeds your passion, to be that catalyst and watch your client grow and see that shift take place, to see the results, the satisfaction that person's going to get in their lives from the work that you do. And you're going to lose out on the money, and they're going to lose out on the opportunity to work with you. They'll never get that opportunity to enjoy and experience that amazing gift that you have the ability to give them as a coach. Is this making sense to you? And all of this about money? Really? Now, I've been told that this is a relatively unusual way to approach the money conversation, but it's simple, it's quick. This is how we're going to create great value for you. We have to get this money issue handled before you can move forward. It actually starts with getting clarity around your actual value. And I'm going to give you an exercise in the next video that's going to help you to get really clear about your value, so that when you have your moments of doubt, when you have those moments of fear, when you wake up on those days when you're asking yourself, why would anyone want to pay me to do this? You can look back on these sections, look back on this exercise, and remind yourself about just how much value you really bring to your clients. Okay, let's stop for just a second now and talk about what we've learned. Now, we've established that money is simple. It's just a system of exchange. It provides you with more freedom, more choices, more opportunities, and the ability to help yourself and other people to grow. And we've established that if you don't sell your programs or learn how to enroll people in your programs, then everybody loses. You and the person that you're going to be coaching, or the group that you would be coaching, or the people that would otherwise benefit from your products and programs. And now let's think about this one step further in a way that you may have never really considered before. I want you to think about the ripple effect your work will have on others. What about the people who will be affected by the individual or the groups that you help? What about the lives that they're going to touch? People you may never know yourself can lose the opportunity to create a huge shift because one person didn't enroll in your program. That's a big what if to consider, don't you think? You're here as a visionary. You're a passionate person who wants to help others. You're here because you want to create change in the world. And if that's you, then you have to stand firmly and confidently on the platform that you create, and you have to be courageous. You have to be you. You have to be fearless, or more accurately, you have to push through the fear when that fear comes up. But hey, I have good news for you. It's not going to be just about esoteric stuff here. In the CSI Six-Figure Coaching Mastermind, I'm going to show you techniques and strategies for making all this work in your life, and it'll all come together. But first, we have to establish the ground rules. And one of the ground rules is that we have to deal with our money stuff. Honestly, I don't care if you want to drive a Ferrari. I don't care if you want to live in a 15-bedroom house. I think that's awesome. I don't care if you want to stay in your apartment. I know people that make 7 figures a year and still live a very modest lifestyle. That's their choice, and that's fine. I'm not here to judge what kind of lifestyle you want to create for yourself. I think it's all good. I think it's all amazing. I think it's all beautiful, and it's all your choice. But if you don't have money, you don't really have the choice, do you? So I'd like to walk you through one quick and simple illustration right now that will help you to understand more about your current relationship with money and how you feel about selling your services. Earlier I used the word sales, and I talked about selling your programs, and maybe it made you cringe a little bit or created all sorts of weird, nasty pictures in your head. Again, sales is just like money in the sense that it's not negative or positive. There's no charge on it one way or the other except for the story that you're attaching to it. Sales is only a process, and that process absolutely does not have to be the negative imprint that you may be putting on it right now. So let's play a little mental picture game that's going to help you to get more clear about how you feel about the concept of selling your services so you can establish your baseline for how you feel about selling in general. Now, if you went through VBU with us, you know a bit more about how your mind works, how questions work in the brain, and how we think in pictures and colors. So knowing that your mind is seeing pictures, I want to do something with you right now. I'm going to say just one word, and I want you to pay close attention to the picture that shows up for you in your mind. So stop for a moment, take a deep breath, clear your mind, and become aware of the pictures in your mind right now. And I'm going to say that word, just one word, and then I want you to notice what picture shows up for you. And that word is salesman. Now, right now, I can't directly interact with you, but I would love to get a comment from you down below this video about what picture came into your mind when I said that word. Was it what you expected? Was it a shock or a surprise for you? And I've done this exercise with thousands of people over the years, and here's what shows up for most people. And I would say 90+% see one specific picture. The number one picture is the car salesman, or particularly the used car salesman. You know the guy, the sleazy, greasy, cheap suit, white vinyl shoes guy? The whole negative archetype around salesmen that largely doesn't even exist in the world anymore. But that's the image that people get around sales. And ooh, who wants to be that? It's sleazy, it's bad, it's trying to twist people's arms or use manipulation tactics, all the negative stuff that goes along with that type of sales. Of course we don't want to be that. But remember, this is only a picture. It's something that was planted in you long ago for some reason that you don't even remember anymore. So you're now aware that this picture's been floating around in your subconscious, and it's a representation of what sales means to you. And that awareness is your most powerful tool to shift into a positive experience around enrolling new clients into your programs. You would never use sleazy manipulative tactics in your enrollment process. Your process is about simple persuasion through engagement. And that kind of persuasion comes through authenticity, through being real with your clients, by committing to a high level of service in your work with them. And remember, if you're successful in making that connection with your potential client, then you both win. Remember that feeling you get from seeing your clients create positive changes in their lives. Remember the ripple effect. This is important stuff. The way we sell anything has changed. We become more social, we become more interactive and more conversational. Sales or enrollment has really become about service. And it's important that you understand that your job, your mission, your purpose is first to enroll people into your products, into your programs, into your groups, into your coaching business, into whatever you will create through the work that you do and whatever you dream through your CSI six-figure coaching business mastermind training and beyond. It's important that you understand that's your job, and that's how your business will run, that's how you'll change people's lives, and that's how you'll do your part in creating a positive shift on the planet. As soon as you have a clear understanding of what your own value is, we will have built a basic foundation that will allow you to create packages and programs at prices that make sense and make dollars, and allow you leverage, that allow you time, that allow you choices. We have to get past this money and value conversation first, and this simple process gives you a whole new perspective and a whole new awareness. You know you are not that picture in your head. In the next video, I'm going to give you an exercise that will help give you laser-focused clarity about your value and why you really need to get out there with your services and charge appropriately. So for now, thank you for spending this time with me. I'll see you in the next video, and please remember to leave a comment below. Let me know how you feel about this video. Let me know what came up for you, or ask me a question. I'll be around to answer questions. I look forward to seeing you again in the next video, and until then, remember that success leaves clues. Pay attention and follow the trail.